When it comes to shopping for tire, most people get carried away with how cool a set of tire looks on a set of rims, or how the tread pattern looks like, or how tall the sidewall is. Well, I'm an engineer. I don't get carried away by the superficial. What I look at is different things. I'll share some of those with you. Here is a motorcycle front tire, motorcycle rear tire, both removed from service. On the inside of the tire, you can see it's just a chunk of rubber and just some ribs, nothing special. On the inside of this, you can see there's a little gritty surface, because at one point I had a flat on this rear wheel thereabouts that got plugged, not repaired with a mushroom patch. It just got plugged from the outside. There was a big screw in it, and then the tire got sprayed with a compound that filled the inside of the tire and also sealed the hole there. So that's what this grittiness is in this tire that you can see. What happened here is that I wore it down to the wire, and the reason why in normal street use you shouldn't do this is because when the tire is worn to this degree, it becomes extremely thin here in the middle, and it's just massively unsafe. As for grip on the tire, you don't need grooves for grip. You can run on a bald tire in dry weather and a gritless surface. Since most of you don't have dry weather all year round and the gritless surface, you do need some grooves here, okay? And what you can see on the tire, okay, what you can see on this tire here is also, let's start here. You see there is steel cables running into it. The braiding on those cables matters. The steel material in those cables matters. If I want a stiff tire, I might want more of these steel cables running in it, or fewer of them with bigger diameter, or I want a different braiding in it, because all of these, the braiding runs the same way. I might want wires that have alternating directions on a steel braiding. All of this affects the price. In this one you can see, how do I do this? Just wait a sec, just focus on my hand there and just replace it with the tire. So, no, camera wants to focus, just give me a sec. There, you can see, sorry guys, you can see in the tire, that's where the wire cables run, and at the corner here nothing, just a big chunk of rubber, and there is more wire cables there, steel cables in this one, there, steel cable there. So if you ever wonder why it's hard to mount a tire on a rim, that's why you're fighting against those steel cables inside the tire. This one's constructed differently. Instead of steel, this one has some kind of man-made fiber material in it. You can see all of the dots in it that I cross-cut, and you can see it's got 3 layers of this material inside the tire here. Just wait for the camera to catch it. Just a sec. There. Okay, there you can see the layers. So in a catalog, this is how this stuff shows up. You can see the weight of the tire, that's important. You can see thread construction, how many threads and what material, steel and rayon or aramid. You can see the thread construction details there, and sidewall construction, how many layers of what is in it. And what I cannot show you really well is what happens to this rubber compound. How hard is it? How soft is it? How pliable is it? And all of these steel cables change how the tire behaves when you're cornering with it, and there is side forces on the tire, how much it deflects or flexes to the side. So all that technology goes into the tire, and no, I'm not interested if it's got a white sidewall. I'm looking at different things.